What do you hope the audience gets from watching this production?
There's a universality in what we're trying to achieve here, which is to understand and perhaps figure out what the truth is. And since 1952, that hasn't changed much. There are still people out there that are happy to blame others in whatever field that they want to because they're not getting their way in life. And this show, throughout the show, shows that there are other bigger things to think about rather than just yourself.
I want them to be aware of really paying attention, that the snap judgment may not be the best thing, that when we do make decisions about people or situations, to look at it a little deeper than to just say, oh, well, it's obvious, which is a few lines in the play.
No, you're absolutely right. I hope people take a deeper look at things and try to find truth. And our justice system hasn't really changed since 1952, and our system of deciding guilt or innocence has been essentially unchanged. And if anyone ever does find themselves in a jury room, I hope they remember this play, and I hope that they remember to deliberate honestly and
Ask questions.
Yeah.
Important things that I've found is, and it relates to me on my everyday life, is not judging a book by its cover.
Right.
Because you don't like this kid because he's a different race than you. And so many people in here have these hot-headed opinions, and we don't know anything about each other. But as the play goes on, we start to learn these really sad things about each other's backstories and why we are the way that we are and the different experiences that shape everyone's life. And I think it's really important to look at people when you're out in the street, anyone, and think, what is there about them that makes them live the way they do? Because I think we as a society don't really accept that about each other, and we don't accept that everyone's been through some hardship.
And being that one person who takes that brave step to speak against the popular opinion or just go with it because we don't want to stand out, but actually be brave enough to say, you know what, let's look at a different view. And I think that is a really great point.
I think the biggest fun for me is, and this is going to sound really pretentious and I apologize, but everybody finding their character has been fun. But not only that, there are some people here that haven't done that much theatre, and there are some people here who've done more theatre than others. And it's been really great to watch everybody grow into their characters, and not only that, but get their confidence to really bring this show together. And that's been a lot of fun.
Well, it's been fun. I haven't been in a play for a while, but it's been fun to be able to portray this juror number 9 as an older woman, and also interacting with all of the other actors here and getting to know them personally is what I've enjoyed the most.
Human, aspect of this. Honestly, my favorite parts are when we mess up, which happens less now.
And less and less and less.
Hopefully none. Yeah, but trying to be angry at this face. I mean, always making me laugh. I like meeting the whole different people. Everybody has a different story, different background, and we all come together. And when it's time to act, everybody gets into character, and then on break time, everybody's like, oh, hey, how are you? Yeah. A minute ago, he was flipping me off. Then, we're like, dude, did you watch the game? I know, all right, get in character. All right, sorry. All right, yell at me again. But it's cool. I love it. I love the different people, the different vibe.
It's been really fun to be able to feel like I'm in an adult play now, but also get to act like a kid with all of these children. But it's also really fun because I get to read for people's lines when they're not here, so I get to play around and be a bunch of different characters. And I think one of the things that brings me joy the most is that she has this little notepad that I would draw on, so I'd leave her little notes. In the middle of the play, I'd be like, hey Nancy, I love you. Just made my night.
Well, I'm going to echo what Steve said. I think this is one of the most amazing casts that I've had the privilege of working with. But I will confess my guilty pleasure is going toe-to-toe and growl to growl with Steve.
Right, what have you learned by being a part of this cast and being in this production?
Acting is listening. Because you can't react unless you listen to what the other person's saying. So that's a big thing that has kind of come out of this. But I think for me personally, the biggest thing that comes out of this is you've got to speak up. You cannot be passive. You cannot say, it's fine, somebody else will take care of this, because not everybody will take care of it for you.
You can't look at things from one angle. You have to pick things apart and look at them from every angle. Because when I first was given the script and I started reading the play, all the evidence they were giving, I was like, oh, this boy sounds guilty as heck. Like, I thought that if I were in this jury room, that I would try him. And by the end of the play, it had brought open so many things that I'd never even considered. And I was like, wow, I didn't even think that you have to look truly that deep into things and really tear them apart to find what is, in essence, the truth.
Personally, can't wait to see the show. I'm going to come to Invitational Dress, and I know you guys are just going to knock it out of the ballpark. So thank you all for all of your hard work. Like I said, I've done a lot of theater. I know how much work it is to get to this point, and this week is a long, long week. So get your rest, eat well, and knock them dead on Friday.